I'll be giving a short talk on the second part of Hinayana Buddhism. Yesterday we did the first part of Hinayana Buddhism, and some think it is a very comprehensive talk, and I think he covered pretty much all that needs to be covered. So today I want to start with a little bit of the historical background of Hinayana Buddhism. Many of you here are new to Buddhism, so I thought it might be useful. In the beginning, there was no Buddhism. There was only one man who wanted to find some answers to some of the questions. And his teachings in the early stages, there was one single school. But there was, as usually happens in the case of any teacher's teachings, there was a matter of interpretation and different opinions about what he taught. And out of this division arose a different school called Mahayana. So this Hinayana, Hina means lower or inferior, and Yana means vehicle. And Mahayana, on the other hand, means the greater vehicle. And obviously the term Hinayana is a term which is assigned by the Mahayana people to the other group, and which in the early stages was seen as an insult. Okay, I want to finish this thought first. So in the beginning there was this early Buddhism, which is known to us today as original Buddhism, early Buddhism, or primitive Buddhism. Then this other group arose, which is the Mahayana Buddhism, which was by and large an interface between Buddhism and Brahmanism, which was in power in India at the time. And Mahayana incorporated many of the cosmic worldview of Brahmanism into its own pantheon. Then the further development of this tradition was an interface between Buddhism and Taoism when Buddhism came to China. There have been many different interfaces between Buddhism and the local religions that wherever Buddhism went into different cultures. For example, there was interface between Buddhism and yoga, and when that particular interface went to Tibet, it became known as the Vajrayana. And this particular interface also went to China. In China, it did not become very popular, but from China it went to Japan, and it is known even today as Shingon. So Shingon Buddhism is basically an interface between Buddhism and the Tantric Yoga of India. So going back, today we are talking only about the Hinayana Buddhism, or the original Buddhism. At one time there were 18 different schools of Hinayana Buddhism, and today there is only one surviving school, which we know as the Theravadan school. Thera means the elders, and Vadan means the followers. So this particular line became known as the followers of the elders. And by elders they meant the early Buddhists, the immediate disciples of the Buddha, who received the teachings directly from the Buddha. One of the interesting things about early Buddhism, I'm not going to use the word Hinayana Buddhism too much. So one of the interesting things about early Buddhism was that they did not pay a whole lot of attention to the personality of the teacher. Okay. And one of the results of that was that we don't have a historically verifiable account of the life or the teachings of the Buddha. There was a time in 19th century Europe when Buddhist scholars, they discounted even the possibility that there was such a person as Shakyamuni Buddha. But since then there has been a lot of archaeological and historical research into the whole field of Buddhology. And now we know that there was a person whose life can be reconstructed to a fair degree. And some of the basic teachings of the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, which we are going to consider today, they were indeed the teachings which were available at the time. So coming out of this particular emphasis on the teachings of the man who became the Buddha rather than his personality was that people were concerned with their not so much dependent on the existence or non-existence of a historical person. In Mahayana Buddhism, it became developed into even a further area. When Mahayana Buddhism developed its worldview, then Buddha came to be seen as a solar symbol, as a central point in a very wide cosmic worldview. And this puts Buddhism into a very, very interesting contrast to Christianity. I'm not a scholar in Christianity, and Terry here might be able to say more about it. But Christianity, if you take away the factor of resurrection from Christianity, the whole theological foundation of Christianity falls apart. Because it is based on the one fact of resurrection, or the one belief in resurrection. Resurrection of Jesus himself and the raising from the grave of Lazarus. So Buddhism always somehow they avoided a pitfall of making too much investment into the historical existence of a single person. Also, one of the facts that came out of that was that Buddha himself did not address himself to the metaphysical questions that were prevalent in his time. And his sole concern was human suffering in this lifetime. So all of Buddha's teachings in early Buddhism addresses itself to the diagnosis of human suffering and a prescription of how to get out of that. And today we are going to talk about dependent origination and the Four Noble Truths in the Eightfold Path. And so these, in essence, are the very basic teachings of Buddha. And every other development, whether it's the development of Theravadan Buddhism or Mahayana Buddhism or Zen, they all go back to this particular perception and the teachings of the Buddha. Everything said and done, what Buddha prescribed was a very simple life based on ethical responsibility. And out of this particular prescription, and because of a number of social factors at the time, the community around him was that of the monks. So when we talk about the early Buddhism, we are talking about the teachings that were specifically addressed to the monks at the time. And this teaching took place by and large within the setting of a monastic culture. And that in itself became a bone of contention later on, because some of the early disciples, they formed themselves into an elite institution within the Sangha, and to which the other followers, other monks, and the lay people objected to. And after that particular objection to the elitism of the early monks came out the Mahayana Buddhism, which is based on the ideal of a bodhisattva. So the bodhisattva reaches out to a much wider audience, and it is concerned with the salvation of all sentient beings, whereas the early Buddhists and the Arhats, they were concerned with nirvana, which was by and large their own personal salvation. I don't know how much people want to hear about the historical background of Buddhism or the Buddha himself. But one of the interesting things or questions in Buddhist history is what happened on the night of the Enlightenment. Because again and again we come back to this fact of Buddha's enlightenment, and that one fact is the basic inspiration to all people, whether they are Mahayana Buddhists or Zen Buddhists or Tantric Buddhist, or whatever. So, and there are many different accounts about what happened on the night of the Enlightenment. By and large, there is a consensus, or Buddha's own explanation of this particular event was that he passed through 3 different stages of deep meditation. In the first part of the night, which was in the early evening, he saw all his previous lives, each one of them, one by one, as he had lived them. So all his past lives were very clear to them. In the second watch of the night, which was around midnight, he saw the whole process of all beings dying and being reborn. Okay, he saw the whole universe, each one of the sentient beings dying and being reborn. And he saw very clearly what it means, the process of death and rebirth. What does it mean? And Seung talked yesterday about a good cause, a good action leads to a good result, a bad action leads to a bad result. And he saw this very clearly in the second watch of the night, is that each human beings, by their actions, they create a certain destiny and they reborn. In the third watch of the night, which was early morning, he perceived the basic problem of human existence and also a cure for it. And when he came out, he taught this particular teaching, which is today known to us as the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path. So these are called the 3 stages of cognition of Buddha on the night of the Enlightenment. So I'm going to read a little bit and talk a little bit about this, the things that Buddha saw in the second watch of the night, which is called the dependent origination. And this here is dependent origination, and it says to arise from conditions, to be extinct from conditions. If I exist, that exists. If I cease to exist, that ceases to exist. So everything arises from a certain condition. Okay, so that's the primary cause. If there is no condition, then there will be no arising. If I exist, that exists. If I exist, if there is an individual existence, then there are also causes for that existence. And those causes also exist. If I cease to exist, if an individual ceases to exist, those causes also cease to exist. Because those causes don't exercise any influence on the existence of this individual personality anymore. Okay. Then the second step are the 12 links in the chain of dependent origination. Now, I'm going to read them in the reverse order. And the reverse order is step number 12. And this is the fact of old age, suffering, and death, which is pretty obvious to anyone who looks at himself or herself for any period of time. Now, why is there old age, suffering, and death? It is there because there is rebirth. Okay, that's pretty obvious. Rebirth is caused by existence. Existence means karmic connections. So we have created some karmic connections and there is a residue. As a result of these karmic residues, there is rebirth. Why is there any karmic residue? Karmic residue comes into existence because of clinging. So in a given lifetime, we have a clinging to something. And this clinging never goes away. This clinging or grasping. So this grasping never goes away. Even at the moment of death, we are still clinging to something. And this clinging causes a karmic residue, which causes rebirth, which causes another life. Now, clinging itself is caused by desire. So we have any desires. And something yesterday talked about all these desires: desire for material wealth, desire for sex, desire for fame, desire for food, desire for sleep. So we have all these desires and we cling to them. Now, how do desires come into being? Desires come into being through sensation or feeling. So we have certain sensations, certain feelings, and we like them. When we like them, we cling to them. How do sensations come into being? They come into being through touch or contact. We see something and we have a sensation. We hear something, we have a sensation. We smell something, we have a sensation. These are all points of contact. The contact itself is caused by the 6 sense realms. And these 6 sense realms are seeing, hearing, smell, taste, touch, and mind. In Buddhist psychology, mind itself is an organ. The brain is an organ of the mind. So the brain itself functions as a unit, just like the eyes, ears, nose, tongue operate as a unit. And so mind itself produces its own contact point through thinking. All these 6 sense realms, they are in turn caused by name and form. So because we have a certain form, so we react to the name and form through the 6 sense realms of seeing, hearing, tasting, touch, all those things. Name and form is caused by consciousness. Consciousness means action, words, and thoughts. Now, consciousness itself is caused by mental formations or dispositions. So we have a certain predilection or a certain disposition towards certain things. So they cause us to indulge into certain actions, utter certain words, have certain thoughts. The mental formations or the dispositions are themselves caused by ignorance. And that's the first basic step. And our basic ignorance is that we think, Seung also talked about this yesterday, we think that there is a permanent self. And that's the basic ignorance. Because we think that it's a permanent self, we give rise to these 12 links in the chain of causation. And then suffering ensues. So the 4 noble truths are suffering, that's the first noble truth. And the second is origination, which are the 12 links of dependent origination in order. And the third noble truth is stopping, which are the 12 links of dependent origination in reverse order. And the 4th noble truth is the path, which is the Eightfold Path. So the first noble truth talks about suffering. Suffering is a very limited translation of the Sanskrit word dukkha. And it doesn't do justice to what Buddha had in mind. What Buddha meant by this word dukkha was that unhappiness and pain are the central problem of human existence. Okay. And unhappiness and pain is something which is experienced by every individual human being. This is something which everyone experiences, irrespective of who they are. You can be a 1-day-old baby, or you could be a 100-year-old person. So unhappiness and pain are something which is experienced by everyone. And this is the central problem of life. And then the second noble truth is how does this unhappiness and pain arises? And we just talked about the 12 links in the chain of causation. So unhappiness and pain are caused by desire to be and desire to have. And all this desire to be and desire to have comes out of ignorance. Because we think we have a personality which is permanent, which is abiding in time and space. So this personality wants to be something, and this personality wants to have something. And that ignorance, that clinging to this permanent self or identity leads to suffering. And up to this point, it's nothing radical. Almost every great teacher up to that time in India, the philosophers of Hinduism had been talking about, all these different things. But the radical step that Buddha said was that this chain of causation can be stopped in this lifetime. Okay. This third noble truth was a radical step in the contemporary philosophical speculation of the time. The philosophers of Hinduism had believed that there was a permanent, unchanging self. And from then, their speculations led into metaphysics and otherworldliness. But Buddha insisted that on the doctrine of radical impermanence. And he said that it is possible to stop the chain of causation in this lifetime. So, from that point of view, Buddhism becomes a very existential, very humanistic philosophy. It becomes a way of living rather than a way of metaphysical speculation. And how can this chain be stopped? How can we take out our ignorance, which is the first step of that chain of suffering? This can be done by walking the Eightfold Path. And this Eightfold Path are in this order: right views, right thoughts, right speech, right karma, right life, right practice, right mindfulness, right meditation. Right in this context doesn't mean right and wrong. It means correct view, correct thought, correct speech. These are pretty obvious. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about this. I'll give Sanstein a lot of time so that people can ask questions. But one of the institutions that came out of this teaching of the Eightfold Path was the development of a Sangha, or a monk Sangha, around the Buddha. When the Sangha first came into being, and throughout its whole history, there has been no prerequisite for joining the Sangha. Anybody, whatever their personal view, could come in. And that has caused many problems for Buddhism throughout its whole history, because all different kinds of people have come in, and over a period of time they have fought with the basic teachings, and they have insisted that their views need to be heard. People have come in with all kinds of theistic ideas, with all different kinds of metaphysical speculations. And over a period of time, the teachings of Buddhism have changed from culture to culture, from country to country. And people have not always followed the basic teachings. But Buddha's hope was that if a person is part of the Sangha of a monastic order, and over a period of time, if he follows, and there was no Shi at the time, so if he follows these particular steps, then there will be a purification. And he compared this process of purification to purification of the gold. So it comes from the ground, comes from the rock, and goes through all different stages. So he was hopeful that if a person is part of the Sangha, then gradually there can be transformation that takes place. And he prescribed certain rules which are called the Vinaya, and which is later on here, which are the precepts. And there were, over a period of time, there were 250 precepts for a monk. And they are very interesting precepts. If you keep each one of them precepts, then there is no way you can go off. But even to remember those 250 precepts in itself is quite an achievement. So, Okay, so that's the teaching part. Just want to talk about a little bit about what happened to the Sangha. Buddha taught for 45 years, and we have a fairly accurate reconstruction of the first 20 years of his life. And we know very little about the next 25 years after that, except for the last few weeks of his life. The account of this last few weeks are recorded in the sutra called the Mahaparinirvana Sutra. And it talks about Buddha's last journey from one place to the other, his teaching journey from one place to the other. One of the interesting things about the social and cultural milieu of Buddha's teaching was that it was urban-based. At the time, there were 6 great cities in ancient India, and Buddha taught primarily in two cities. One was called the Rajgir, and the other was Shravasti. He spent the first 25 rainy seasons of his teaching at Shravasti, and there was a land, big piece of land that was given to him by one of his very first converts, who was a merchant. His name was Anathi Pindika. What Buddha's instructed is, what Buddha said to his monks is that anybody could join his order and they could learn Buddha's teaching, and then they could go out on their own, and they could go all over the country and teach the Buddha's teaching. Buddha himself did not travel a whole lot. So if you take Bodh Gaya, which is where he received his enlightenment, so all of Buddha's travels are limited to a radius of about 200 miles, which is in the northeastern part of India. And Buddha himself, like I said before, spent most of his time in these 2 great cities. And people who came to appreciate and listen to Buddha's teachings were primarily people who were intellectuals and people who were urban-based, people who had some kind of education. And that, interestingly enough, has been a recurrent theme in the development or unfolding of Buddhism. When Buddhism went to China, it was adopted at first by the intellectuals at the imperial court in China. They were very intrigued by all the metaphysical speculations of Mahayana Buddhism. And these were theories and ideas that challenged their intellectual capacity. And I think the same was true of Zen when it first came to America. These were primarily psychologists and lawyers and doctors who became very interested in the teaching of Zen, because it challenged some part of their intellectual understanding of the whole thing. That has been a recurrent theme. At the time of Buddha's death, there were 18 large monasteries in the city of Rajgir alone. We don't know the exact number of how many monasteries were there, but it seems quite reasonable to assume that there were many followers of Buddha even in his lifetime, and they donated large pieces of land and buildings so that Buddha's monks could stay in those and propagate his teaching. So that's the historical part. Then the last in the second part of Hinayana Buddhism are the 3 marks of existence. And this teaching is contained in the Mahaparinirvana Sutra, which is the last discourse of the Buddha. And it says, all compounded things are impermanent. All dharmas are without self-nature. Nirvana is perfect stillness. So basic teachings of Buddha is that all compounded things are subject to decay and disappearance. So everything which is compounded, and in this universe there is nothing which is not compounded. So everything which is compounded is subject to decay and disappearance. All dharmas are without self-nature. Things don't have self-nature. Suffering doesn't have self-nature, and enlightenment doesn't have self-nature. If we cling to any of those things, If we cling to ignorance, then we give rise to the chain of causation. If we cling to enlightenment, we can also give rise to this chain of causation. So none of those things are self-nature. Nirvana is perfect stillness. So if we completely empty our mind from all ignorance, then that's nirvana. Nirvana is great peace. And as we learn to let go of this ignorance, then it is possible to enter into this great peace more and more, more and more, more and more. And we don't have to take anything from there, we can just leave it there. The last part here are the three kinds of practice, which has been part of the early Buddhism. The first practice is Shila, or the precepts. So like I said earlier, if anybody can keep those 250 precepts, then that's a remarkable practice in itself. We don't need to do anything else. And throughout its whole history, Buddhism had people who experimented with all different kinds of practices. One practice that I heard about was this monk somewhere in Korea, and his practice was to keep an incense burning before the Buddha at all times. So a large size stick of incense burns for 1.5 hours. So which means that he could never take a nap for more than 1.5 hours. Okay. So that was his practice. So, and he didn't do anything else, but just make sure that there was an incense burning in front of the Buddha. So at any given time he could not sleep or take a nap for more than 1.5 hours. Second practice is samadhi, or the meditation samadhi. And there are monks who have gone off into their own and just sat in meditation and just went into deep samadhi, hoping that they can replicate or duplicate the same kind of samadhi that Shakyamuni Buddha himself entered into. And the third practice is prajna, or the wisdom practice, which is more of an intellectual inquiry into the nature of things. Basically, it involves reading the sutras, and also studying, at least in early Buddhism, it involves reading the Abhidharma psychology, which is one of the three baskets of the three Pitakas of early Buddhism. So that's the end of the second part of early Buddhism. And now, please feel free to ask any questions of something from anything that I have read today or anything that was said yesterday. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Good speech. He's a scholar, okay? So all Buddhism history better than me. Yeah. I don't understand Buddhism history, but only understand what is Hinayana Buddhism, what is Mahayana Buddhism. Only that background history, that type situation, that type why appear this Hinayana Buddhism, how it changed, that's a history, okay? So I am not professor, so not history, okay? Only what is Hinayana Buddhism, what is Mahayana Buddhism. Understand? So he are more understand me.
But you understand the important thing.
Yeah.
History is not important.
Yeah, okay. That's interesting. So dependent origination. What is a dependent origination? We are taking this word two kinds. Time. We time style checking. Time style. When appear, how changing, when disappear. Everything disappear, but so when begin. Then how changing, disappear. Okay. That is dependent origination. Space. Checking space time. Is that exist? Not exist. Okay. Is that exist? Not exist. Exist, then what? Then not exist, then what? That is space, checking space. Okay. So Mahayana Buddhism is a space. How think about human needs? Space time checking. how world exists, not exist. Human beings exist, not exist. Hinayana Buddhism means this world begins where? It's a dependent origination. Exist, not exist means that truth. Is that the curve is truth or not truth? Okay. That's truth. So that is like Mahayana Buddhism, the next course. That today is Hinayana Buddhism. It's a dependent origination. This world when begin? Human beings when begin? How change? Then how disappear? That's like checking. That is dependent origination. So we already talked about that. Everything from condition. Condition appear, everything appear. Condition disappear, everything disappear. Okay? So I am here, something there. I am not here, something disappear. Okay. That means yesterday we talked about your world you made. God world God made. Buddha world Buddha made. Dog world dog made. So my world I made. I am here. I have my world. I am disappeared. My world disappeared. But you would still have. Somebody says, you disappeared, then sun also disappeared. Sun still have, but I disappeared, sun still have. Yeah, still have. But that's not my sun. It's somebody's sun, okay? Because sun not exist. We make sun, so I make sun, so I disappear, my sun disappear, okay? So I am here, something there. I am disappear, something disappear. That is the Buddhism first course. What's a school is a before primary school.
Kindergarten.
Kindergarten. Buddhism kindergarten style talking. Okay, that's all. So first year I have a story then understand. When I first make this Korean temple in Los Angeles, 1972, first make Providence Zen Center. Then next year I went to Los Angeles. Then springtime, it's April, I make this Korean Dharma Survey. Then big this newspaper appeared. Oh, Korean temple appeared in Los Angeles. Then after newspaper, after 1 week, very old, maybe 75, 73 or 70, over 70 people, all hair white, also little bit white, all white. Then necktie, correct this gentleman clothes, all the gentlemen appear. Very good, isn't it? Korean gentleman. Then, I wanted to see Seung Sahn's name. Seung Sahn. I am so sad. Oh, how are you? Then we together talking. Then he bring here these fruits, very good. Good orange, good apples, good bananas. One at the back, one is a couple. No? Basket, yeah, basket, one basket. So I said, oh, thank you very much. First, keep the Buddha, keep order, keep the Buddha. Then he said, no, not I keep the Buddha. I not open Buddha, okay? I only keep to you. Then I think, if you're Buddhism, he's a Buddhist, then first you keep in order, it's necessary. But he, no. I will give it to you. You're checking, okay? They're checking. maybe not Buddhist. That's okay. Oh, thank you very much. I keep it on one side. Then sit down. I tea, some cookies, some fruits. Come up. So we talk, eat. Then he talking. He all understanding. Philosophy, Confucianism, Taoism, Buddhism, also Western philosophy, Platon, also brothers. Everyone understand. It's like war of war, you know. Talking. So I say, can I open mouth? He all understand, you know. Philosophy. So, yes, correct, I'm correct, only correct. Then finally he said, this cup, Seung Sahn, this cup comes from where? It's like a Zen talking. So I surprised, maybe this man, maybe Zen master, you know. So I say, this cup comes from where? So I one time checked him. You already understand. Then, yes, this somebody buy stock here, yeah? So that's not Zen style. Not Zen style. You don't understand that. Please rest mind. Yeah, correct. Somebody buy this store, then I bring here. Then, in store many cup. This store cup comes from where? Maybe there's some factory, you know. Factory. Many things are factory. There are factory coming to the store. From store coming here. So this car store. Before store, this car from the factory, you know. Then all control factory present. This present make everything, you know. Car, disease, everything made. Yeah, correct. So the factory present is very important man. He make everything, all sell store, then everybody go buy things from store. That's correct. So I ask you, then this world, the sun, the moon, the star, everything, okay? So somebody made this sun, moon, star, human being, mountain, river, somebody made. Oh, then he want to hit me, you know? Yes, somebody made somebody. Who is somebody? Who is somebody? Yeah? So he think this, that's soon understand. He's a Christian, you know. Who is somebody? So I say, you! You think about God. I am Buddhist. Well, how I can say God not possible? Then he said, how can I make everything? Huh? You don't understand. Listen. Here, rainbow. Okay, rainbow. Yes, happy rainbow. This rainbow. Who made this rainbow? God made the rainbow? Maybe the sunlight hit this water spray. Then the coming eyes. So that appear rainbow. Yeah? So then who made the rainbow? My eyes and sunlight together make a rainbow, you know. So I'm here, my rainbow over there. I am not here, my rainbow not there. Okay, understand that? So 5 people stay here, five rainbow over there. Okay? So I am here, 10 meter over there people. Then my rainbow here, this man's rainbow here, over there. You know? So my rainbow different. My rainbow here, this man's rainbow over there, you know. So 10 people have 10 rainbow here. 20 people, then 20 people rainbow here. Okay. My rainbow means I made my rainbow. I not see this sky, my rainbow, not there. I only look at this size, my rainbow this side here. Not there, okay. Same as that. Everything changing, non-stop. Okay. So I am here, so you there. I'm not here, she's not there. So I need my time, my space, my cause effect, I need. That's a word. I'm here, something there. That's what Buddhism was called. Okay? Everything, I am here, something there. I am disappear, something disappear. Means my world disappear. My world disappear. Your world have over there. Your world have. Okay? So any beings, they world have. We are still here, so human beings, this wide or sky over there, over there. Some spacemen think about the human beings, very small, yeah? That's, you know. Not, we think about and we think about this, you know, and or B, okay? We think about the B and the N. These are very low class animal, yeah? Low class animal. Some this space, this man coming this earth, they look at the human beings, very stupid. Very stupid. Very small word. They understand only human beings understand small word. More don't understand small, big word, okay? The Buddha means understand very, very big word. Means one word, one small word. Small, very small word. It's a sochon. Sochon means small word. So one sun around the star. Okay, that's a very small word. Now we are the sun, moon, star. That's a small word. One is we are 태양계. What's it? One sun area.
One solar system.
Oh, one solar system. One solar system. One solar system, 3,000 together, middle solar system. Middle solar system, 3,000 together, one big solar system up here. One big, this big solar system, 3,000 together whole world. So how much big? Much big. This world, much big. So small solar system, our world, human beings world, small world. That's 3,000 together, middle class 3,000 together, big 3,000 together, whole world. Okay. So much big world. Buddha talk about a very, very big world. Also, very small world. In drop water, there is 48,000 bacteria. One drop water over there, 48,000 animals here. Very small thing to talk about. That's the Buddha teaching. Very small, big world. Very small world and a big world. This bacteria, this water, inside water, that's world. His world. Okay? So, my world, your world, bacteria world, big God world, Bodhisattva world, Buddha world, all different world. Okay? So, my world, I need. So, I am here, my world is there. I am not, I am disappear, my world disappear. That's what Buddhism was called. Okay. Then next one, traveling with chain of dependent orientation. 12 rings means very simple. Ignorance, I cannot see. Ignorance, mindfulness, and consciousness, name and form, 6 senses, touch, desire, not desire, sensation. Sensation means only feeling means small baby only have feeling. Okay, they have no desire. Baby 1 year old, just only hungry, then so pee, then don't like to pee, that names the sensation, okay? Then next, grow up, desire appear. Then next, then catch, okay? It's my team, catch. then I'm just, I steal. Then life, my life. I, 12 years old, 30 years old, that age appear. Then old, then dead, then suffering, okay? Many. So this 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all from ignorance appear. This ignorance appear, then mental mental formations appear, then consciousness appear, the name and the form appear, all appear, then death, okay? All that. That's the 12 rings chain of this dependent origination. That's chain, the 12 chain, okay? Or this appear, that appear. All class appear. A long time ago, we are in province begin time, then Sri Lanka monk coming here, talk about the 12 rings, or this dependent origination, talk about 1 hour talking. Then someone asked, Master, that's day, no more stay here, maybe here, Ohio State, all the state, they up here. I have a question. First ignorance. When this appear first ignorance? He said, when appear? Why appear? When appear? 2 questions. Why this appear? Why appear? When appear? Okay? 2 questions. So Buddha said, Horyoni means, what say Horyoni? This ignorance, Horyoni means, how to say? If some appear, okay? Self appear. Horyoni means, itself appear itself. Then, why appear itself? Why? So start question. That's the point. When appear, okay? Why appear? So, if you ask everybody, 10 students, when appears ignorance? Why appear ignorance? Okay. Understand? Don't know? Very clear. When appear ignorance means when you're thinking, appear. Okay. Open your mouth, ignorance appear. Why appear? Why appear? Why do you ask me? So appear. You have a question, so appear. You have no question, never appear. Why appear means that, okay? You don't understand. Next, this 4 noble truths. That's a very important. That is the basic Buddha's teaching. 12 rings. Okay, 12 rings. This that first course. The next this course. So if you attain the 12 chain, 12 rings in chain of dependent origination. That's 12 dependent origination. If you attain that, then you get this. We say sunmun yonggang. Sunmun. Yonggang means anaham, sadaham. Do you understand? The Korean pronunciation anaham, sadaham. That anaham. Arahan, understand? Arahant. Arahant, 2 kinds. Anaham, Sadaham. I don't understand this, parable, but it's 2 kinds. If you get this, attain that 12 rings, then Anaham. Next, Four Noble Truths, attain that, then Sadhana. Arahant, two kinds. Arahant means Tokka, myself become holy. Myself become holy, not Bodhisattva. So we had 10 levels. First, very lobster level means hair, hungry ghosts, and animals, human beings, asuras, heaven. Okay, that's 6 realms. Okay, 6 realms. Around 6 realms. Very low class hair, hungry ghosts, animals, human beings, arahants, heaven. The 6 realms. Then next course means Anaham, Sadaham, Bodhisattva, Buddha. That's 10 levels. Okay? 10 levels. So Anaham, Sadaham, Bodhisattva, Buddha, never samsara. Already got enlightenment. So 12 rings, if you attain 12 rings, you attain Anaham. 4 nobles, you attain 4 nobles, attain then you Sadhana. One more high levels. If you attain Hinayana, Mahayana, you become Bodhisattva. You attain your true self. Then you become Buddha. That's the level. Okay. So next, these are 4 noble truths means very interesting. Everything is suffering. What means suffering? Why suffering? Suffering comes from where? Suffering comes from where? First, ignorance. Begin ignorance. All 12 rings appear. So suffering. Okay. So that means origination. We say name is origination. Origination means 12 rings come together. That's origination. Okay. That's first begin ignorance. And everything appear. Okay. So 12 rings, everything appears. So suffering. Yeah. Very, very suffering. Then stopping means what? Stopping means ignorance disappear. Then ignorance disappear. My mental formation disappear. Consciousness disappear. Name and form disappear. Then 12 rings disappear. Everything disappear. Another word, okay. Mind appear, Dharma appear, form appear, like these are coming, going, suffering, happiness, everything appears. Okay, that is origination. Okay, so suffering, opposite word. So suffering word means opposite word. So opposite word comes from where? Mind appear, Dharma appear, form appear, like this are coming, going, suffering, happiness, everything appears. That is origination. Then stopping means stopping. Mind disappear, Dharma disappear, name the form disappear, like this, like coming, going, happiness, sadness, everything disappear. Everything disappear, then what? Then Eightfold path means correct see, correct thinking, correct speech, correct this karma, correct life, correct practicing, correct mindfulness, and correct meditation. These are eight kind, everything correct, possible. Because your mind, if your mind disappears, your mind is clear space. Clear space means see clear, hear clear, thinking clear, action clear, also everything is clear. That is correct life. That's one. a correct life, okay? A correct faith. A correct faith. So that is the Hinayana Buddhism. Hinayana Buddhism main point. Main point. That's a main point. The Four Noble Truths. That's the main teaching. Hinayana Buddhism is the main teaching. If you attain that, then you get this Sadaham, Anaham, Sadaham. But just below Bodhisattva. Below Bodhisattva. So that is a very important teaching. Next means Samdobinpo means three dharmas. Seer, understand seer?
Yeah.
Oriental people use this. My name is Seer. The seer. Three dharmas, seer's dharma. Seer's dharma means seer's teaching. Three dharma seer's teaching means three seer. First seer. This first seer means all
compounded.
All compounded things are impermanent. That means we before yesterday talk about inside into impermanence. Okay? Inside into impermanence. Then you get seal. You get seal. That seal is yours. Okay? Seal. Attain seal. That is all compounded things are impermanent seal. You get that. The next, all dharma are without self-nature. Without self-nature. Which means all dharma and human beings, everything have no self-nature. Have no self-nature. Okay? Because everything, name and form is changing. We yesterday talked about everything, things changing, become empty. Our mind changing, disappear. Okay? So everything has no self-nature. Everything has self-nature. So all dharma are without self-nature. That's you get seal. You attain, you get seal. Okay? Then if you attain that nirvana means if you attain that point, this world complete stillness. Complete stillness. All dharma proves complete stillness. So that nirvana is a perfect stillness. Perfect stillness. God, Buddha, nature, substance, mind, from where? Complete stillness. So Bible said also, be still, know that I am God. Buddhism said, all dharma from stillness. Okay, from stillness. So this is stillness. Stillness is a true emptiness. True emptiness means we say there has no opposite, has no coming knowing. That is our true self, our nature, also universal nature. So that name is Nirvana. So Nirvana means, so all Hinayana Buddhism means only practice, get the Nirvana, attain Nirvana. That is Hinayana Buddhism's purpose of Hinayana Buddhism. So if you want to get this three kind of seer, you must three kind of practice. Three kind of practice means first you must keep present. Why keep present? Always this back driver control you. You are this. You are that. So always back driver control you. So shut up, okay? I go necessary. Only back driver control you, then you could not go your way. Could not find your direction. So presence means on the way sign. You go to New York, okay? Go to maybe from here, Los Angeles. Then on the way, many signs. Okay, sign here. But you not checking sign, only go straight. So only go straight, I don't get sun. Only go straight. Then, this is Los Angeles. But no, this is Miami. Okay. So precepts is very important. Precepts means you correct life's direction. So precepts is dharma. Dharma is correct way. Correct way is correct life. So precepts is very important. So if you keep precepts, you can control your feeling. You can control your understanding. You cannot control your feeling, your understanding, then have a problem up here. Your understanding anytime, checking, holding, you know. Many understand, many desire up here. Little understand, little desire. If you don't know, no desire. Okay? So, your understanding, many understanding, desire up here. Many feeling up here, like, dislike up here. Like, dislike. Desire and like, dislike. That have a problem, two kinds. Desire and like, dislike. Okay. Desire comes from your intellectual mind, understanding. Understanding make your desire. Your emotional make like, dislike. That is, we say, precepts, you kill your understanding, kill your feeling. Okay? Then your mind is not moving. Always not moving. Always not moving, we say meditation. Not moving mind is meditation. Not moving. Your mind not moving. See correct, hear correct, smell correct, action correct, thinking correct. That name is wisdom. That name is prajna. Sanskrit says prajna. Prajna means wisdom. Wisdom. Sky is blue, tree is green, dog like smoke, sugar is all become yours. That's wisdom. Okay? So, three kinds of practice. First, you must keep precepts. Then your non-moving mind. Then you get the wisdom. That Hinayana Buddhism style practice. Okay? So, everybody have a question?
Soeng said that in these 12 links, the cause of rebirth and existence is karma. So that would seem to say that if we didn't have a karma, we wouldn't be alive. That we'd be better off not being alive because we're trying to get rid of our karma. Am I getting that wrong?
If you completely extinguish your karma, then there will be no residue. So then there will be no rebirth. But you still have this life.
I know that.
Yeah.
I ask you, karma, you know? Do you have karma?
Yeah.
Give it to me karma. I take away your karma.
Okay.
Yes.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Already disappear. Tomorrow again karma appear, okay? Now your karma already disappear. Where's your karma? Cannot find your karma. You make karma, so you have karma. Huh? So you put it down, then no karma. So, if you understand Zen practice, very easy, you know. Every step, very easy. But if you don't understand Zen practice, very difficult. Checking. Karma comes from. How take away my karma? Still I have karma. So how take away my karma? Cannot take away karma. Infinite time cannot take away your karma. Huh? But if you're Zen, what are you? What am I? I don't know. Then already everything disappears. Okay. I don't know means I don't know means I don't understand I disappear, everything disappears. Don't know means there has no I. I appear, everything appears. I disappear, everything disappears. What are you? Only don't know. If you don't know, then everything disappears. Already disappears. That's the point. Okay? So, ignorance. This ignorance comes from where? Ignorance. When ignorance appears, that's the problem. If you're thinking appears, Thinking means I. Okay. Because I think, therefore I am. So this I means is thinking. Thinking is I. Thinking appear, I appear. I appear already have thinking. Thinking make I. So thinking disappear. Everything disappear. So that means if you pass this gate, don't think. Don't think. Don't writing anything. Yeah? So means don't think. You don't think, then what? Moment, just do it. When you drink, just drink. When you sit, just sit. When you eat, just eat. Sit. Just eat. When you sit, just sit. When you chanting, just chanting. That's all. When you buy, just buy. That time has no subject, have no object, have no inside, have no outside. Already disappear. Everything opposite will disappear. Where are you coming from? Everybody understands that. That point, there has no subject, has no object, have no inside, have no outside. Already that point is the mistake in Vana. So we are traveling for noble truths, not necessary. Understand? So Papa Sutra said, no path, yeah? No path, no dependent ordination, no cognition, no attainment, which is nothing to attain. That's Mahayana style, Mahayana style. Tomorrow we begin Mahayana style, okay? So, everything that you make, you have. You not make, you nothing. You make something, then you have a 12 rings. You, very important, this, Four Noble Truths, very important. But have no I, not important. Have I, very important. Okay? So, more question? No? Okay.
Could you say more about the Eightfold Path, what each one means?
Eightfold Path. First, correct view. Correct view. Then correct thinking. Then correct speech. Correct karma, action. Then correct life. Yeah. If you correct action, then that's the correct life. Then correct practicing. Then correct this mindfulness. Then correct meditation. That's 8. Okay? So that means we say if you put it all down by me, which means if you put down your opinion, your mind is clear like space. Clear like space, then see clear, hear clear, smell clear, touch clear, also your actions are clear, and thinking is clear. Okay? That's clear means correct. Correct means when you see, when you all is truth, all that's wisdom. Wisdom means become yours. Truth become yours. Name is wisdom. Okay? Truth are understand truth. Okay? I understand truth. That's truth. Okay? This truth become yours. That's name is wisdom. Okay? Wisdom and the truth, little different. Yeah? Truth. Truth, they have no I, but become yours, then wisdom. Okay, no question?
It's the vow to save all beings from suffering. This is Mahayana. Is this suffering like the rainbow?
Suffering is a rainbow?
You
No, one by one ask me. You two kind of ask me, okay? One by one. First question, not
Okay, only one question.
only one question.
Save all beings from suffering. You described the rainbow, and you said the rainbow is only there if we see it.
Mhm.
Is it suffering, all beings suffering? That's only there if we see it.
Correct.
So to save all beings from suffering,
Save all beings suffering. When you just do it, already save all beings. When you call it meditation, already save all beings. Who made all beings? Who made? The sun. Who made the sun? Who made the rainbow? No. Save you means to save all beings. Save you means to save your eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, mind. Okay. If you cut eye, then not your eyes, that's it. Okay? Not your eyes. They have no eye, That's not your eyes. Same with Buddha's eyes, same with Buddha's ears, same with Buddha's nose, same with Buddha's tongue, same with Buddha's body, same with Buddha's thinking. Okay? So you are Buddha. You are Buddha means already save all beings. But all beings numberless. Our bowing, our vow also infinity. Never stop. So if you have a tri-mind, already save all beings. Okay? Very clear. More question? Okay.
What do you do when the bad man comes to your house and wants to kill your children?
And then what?
What do you do when a bad man comes to your house and wants to kill your children?
Why?
His ignorance, his desire.
Okay. You drive a car. Somebody hits your car, blocking your leg. How think about that? Children doesn't matter. You're blocking your leg car. Somebody hits your car, blocking your leg. How think about that? Anger? Huh? Anger, yeah? That anger means ignorance. If you attain cause effect, first cause, attain cause effect, very simple. No, that attain very important. You must attain human means attain this world. Attain this world means time and space and the cause effect you make. You world you make. Okay. Somebody hits your car, broken my leg, I made it. I made it. My word, so I made. Word made. Before life, I hit somebody's car, he's broken leg. So this life, somebody hits my car, this man hits my car, broken my leg. That's named samsara, okay? Everything from primary cause, okay? My leg broken means from where? Not this man hit me my car, broken my leg. That's not correct. That's not correct thinking. Primary cause is before life, I have that karma. Okay? So somebody hit my car, broken leg. Okay? That's means why hit me my car. That means before life, this man and me has been make karma, has been determined. This appeared by natural process. Not my mistake, not his mistake. That's from karma, primary cause. The primary cause means before life I hit his car, I broke his leg. So this life he hit me, my car broke my leg.
So I do hapchang to him when he comes.
Of course. Then you attain attain this primary cause. Attain cause effect. Then you have already become bodhisattva. That's the Buddhism, that's the Buddhism. So if you correct understand Buddhism, any problem, no problem. Okay? Very clear.
Very hard.
Okay. No question?
So you say follow the precepts, and then you said only go straight on.
If you only go straight, no precepts is not necessary. Sometimes back try to control you, so precepts necessary.
If I'm in a bad mood,
Bad
mood, and I yell at you, do you make that?
Huh?
Did you make that? Did you make that world?
Oh. Somebody hungry people, what can you do? Somebody hungry people, appeal, what can you do? You have food, okay? You have food. Somebody very hungry people, what can you do? Correct. Somebody very angry to me, what can you do? Help them necessary. Oh, don't worry, okay? You help him necessary, okay? That's the correct situation, correct relationship, correct function. Okay? If you correct understand this world, then only help is necessary. Why this man angry to me? Why this man hate me? Bad to me? Okay? Yesterday we talked about that. That's my fault. My karma, not these people's karma. Okay? When I was in Tokyo, then first I make temple. Then many high-class women come here, first time chanting, something that chanting time no problem. Then after chanting, soon lunchtime, then fighting. You know what? You giving me my money. You giving me why take my money? But fighting, So what happening? Because they are in Korea. They every month together pay money. One person keep this money every month for 12 people. Okay, 12 people. Every month pay money. Then 12 people. The first month or you take, next month you take, next month take. What's that in America? It's like a bank. Pool. But that's together make money, make pool. That's one moment all take the money, then I have business, then disappear. So they might be why take my money, why not take me money? Hiking, So I say, stop. Why coming here? Buddha, I want to get to happiness. Buddha, this Buddha not stupid. This Buddha understands everything. Okay? If you come in here, Buddha, front of Buddha, you must understand. Okay? Only believe in Buddha, only follow Buddha's speech. Very important. Okay? This woman has money. The business slow, then business fall down, so cannot pay money. Okay? Buddha understand that. You have a desire mind. Pay money, I take my money. That's not possible. She has no money. Okay? She has no money. Cannot pay. Okay? Only how help her get good business, then you get money is possible. Only you fighting cannot get money. More bad feeling, more bad feeling. Then if you more bad feeling, maybe she have good business, then have much get money, not give to you. Because you bad action to me, I not give to you. This mind. If you only good mind, yeah, that is a cause that's very clear. Your karma, my karma, people are like maybe some have karma. You take my money, I take your money. So this time you take my money. So that's no problem. Only you good business necessary, okay? You have need money, then I have happy. Then this moment very happy. Again, good business. Again, strong. This this mantra. Then Buddha, special energy come down. Help his business. Then you see not get money. Then you pay back. It's no problem. If you keep this mind, Buddha help you, Bodhisattva help you. Also, see he help you. Then you get money is possible. Only one thing. Buddha said, you know good woman, okay? You more suffering necessary. So Buddha punish you. So you be careful. Okay. So there's no more fighting, okay? No more fighting. This is happening. So everybody don't understand, okay? Don't understand this world. Don't understand human beings. So fighting. I don't like you. I don't like you. Well, I don't like you means what? You don't like yourself, okay? Yeah, fighting means don't understand correct view. Don't understand correct idea. Don't understand correct thinking. Don't understand correct action. You know? If you completely understand Hinayana Buddhism, everything no problem. Everything no problem. That's all cause of effect clear. Everything result, that's my fault. My problem. My karma. That's not your karma. Even bad wife, even bad husband, every day hit you. Okay, more hit please. More hit please. Then no problem, okay? I don't like it. Always fighting, okay? Always fighting. That's a problem. So I hit him. So he hit me. But he's a good mind. Please, more hit. More hit. Then I cannot hit, Also, this, Bible says that that's heavier. If you hit this face, then more this way, please, more hit. That's a Christian, the same. Christian means it's all only Hinayana Buddhism style teaching, okay? Everything Hinayana Buddhism teaching. Because Christ went to this India, 16 years practice, Buddhism practice. Then went to Israel, only teaching 1 year. So cannot teaching high class Buddhism. Very low class Buddhism, teaching only cause attack. Only good action, you go to heaven. Bad action, go to hell. Only that's all. Have no people alive, okay? Have no people alive. Only future, very simple future. Only talk about heaven and hell. But in Buddhism, heaven and asura, human beings, animals, hungry girls, hell, many kinds of questions. Because this Christ had no time. Okay? Only teaching earlier than die. Okay, so not complete the teaching. So this disciple, how make this class teaching me? Okay, so cannot connect. Okay, cannot complete. Okay, so always it cannot start speech. Start with this some problem that only God, only the God. We are never saying. Buddhism never say only depend on the Buddha. You only become Buddha. Never say you must depend on Buddha. Never say that. Don't depend on anything, okay? You must become complete, become independent. Talk about that. If you, Christ not die, 10 years of teaching, then, Buddhism appear. Western Buddhism. Only 1 year. 1 year. So that have a problem. Christians have problems over there. Okay? More question? No?
I just wanted to, the thought of Gandhi when he was killed.
Gandhi?
Yeah. I mean, that must have been a karmic, it had to be karmic that he would be killed like that.